All right, we're starting on the hands and knees. Come into your tabletop position. Just take a few nice deep breaths here and slowly start to move yourself into a cat and a cow. Connect in with your spine. Start to breathe yourself into your body. Yawn and sigh as you need to. Soften through the shoulders. Feel the movement of the rib cage, the movement of the pelvis, and the flow through your spinal column. Do one more each way here. I'm going to add the legs and the arms into it. So resting onto the left knee, the right hand. Slide out your left hand, right leg. Lift them. Hold your neutral here, breathe in. And then exhale, left elbow towards right knee, round into the spine. And breathe in to extend. Keep the shoulders down, the navel lifted. Exhale, feel the spine round as the limbs come under. Really bring the breastbone forward, shoulders down and wide as you inhale. One more on this side. Really hollow up the belly, the navel. Inhale to extend. And exhale, hands down to the floor. We're just going to go into a little flow here before we do the other side. Breathe in and exhale. Take the hips back to the heels. Take a breath in here and exhale. Hollow through the belly. Lift, round up through the spine. Come forward as far as you can. Bend the elbows. And then breathe in. Glide yourself back. And exhale, lift, round into the spine. Come forward as far as you can, bend the elbows and inhale, glide yourself back. And one more of these. Rounding up. Come forward and press and breathe in. As you come back, pause here for a moment for a breath. Exhale, drawing in from the pubic bone to the navel, the bottom ribs draw in and down. And then breathe in, come back up onto the hands and knees. Inhale, glide out the right hand, left toes. Keep the shoulder down, the hips even as you lift. And then breathe in. Exhale, scoot through the abdominals, round into the spine as you bring the limbs in. And breathe in, extend. Lift the navel, tailbone draws down. Chest comes forward as you inhale, neck stays long. Do one more here. Really work those abdominal muscles and get flow through your spine. Breathe in to extend and exhale, lower the limbs down to the floor. Take a breath in and exhale, buttocks back to heels. Breathe in and exhale, round up, same as we did before. Come forward as far as you can, press and breathe in. Glide yourself back. Exhale, round up. Come forward, press. And breathe in, glide back. And one more here. Press and breathe in, glide back. Leave the hip bones even and exhale, walk the hands around to the right. Find that nice stretch through the left side. And as you breathe out, draw in the belly from the pubic bone to the navel, the bottom ribs reach to the hip bones. And the left shoulder starts to sink down. Feel the left side of the rib cage sinking down in a smooth arc. Take two more breaths. And then breathe in, walk the hands around to the other side. Keep your hip bones even. Exhale, draw up, pubic bone to navel, bottom ribs reach down to your hip bones. And as you breathe out, just think about bringing the right side of the rib cage, the shoulder down. Relax your left elbow. And find the stretch around through the rib cage, stretching those intercostal muscles. And then breathe in, walk the hands back through the center. Come back up onto hands and knees. Bring your spine into a neutral position. So you want to feel this little hollow of the lower back. Keep the spine still, coming into breath. Inhale, fill the belly like a balloon. And exhale out through the nose or the mouth. Draw the belly in and up without moving the spine. Breathe in, belly fills like a balloon. And exhale, draw it in and up. Do a couple more of those. As you draw it in and up, feel the tail reaching long and the base of the skull reaching long. The shoulders are wide and the chest is lifted. So now we're going to pulse the belly. Breathe in nice and long into the belly and short exhale. Last two. Take a nice big breath in and exhale. Take the knees wider, right towards the edges of the mat, and come back into a wide knee child's pose. Reach back with the tailbone and start to bring the lower belly towards the floor, then the bottom ribs, then the sternum bone. And see if you can really stretch out through your tailbone. The arms can be bent or take them long and sink the armpits down to the floor. Rest the head to the side, or you could rest on your chin if it's easy for the neck. So it's the breastbone that wants to come down to the floor and glide forward as the shoulders come down and wide. So we're going side to side. See if you can sink your torso down a little deeper and get that length through your lower back and out through your tailbone. Take a couple of breaths here. And then breathing in, slowly bring yourself all the way back up. Bring the knees in to tabletop position, tuck the toes and lift to mountain. Rise up on the balls of the feet. Breathe in and exhale, lower the left heel, raise the right leg, bend the knee and twist the pelvis to the right. Keep your shoulders square. Really find the stretch and the length through the waist, the hip, down the thigh to the knee. Lift that right hip bone to the ceiling. And then breathe in, bring the leg down, take it under, leave your hands on the floor, but reach the right leg through. And then twist the pelvis to the left, lift the left hip bone to the ceiling. Lift your chest away from the floor, gaze straight down, pull that left hip around to the ceiling, navel in. And then breathe in, bring the leg back to center, exhale, knees to the floor, take a breath in. Lift the navel and exhale, bring the chest down, glide forward. Peel up to the bottom ribs, elbows reach back. Tip your tailbone back and pull the hip bones towards the ribs. Lift the navel in between, so really strong abdominals, connecting hip bones and ribs towards each other, finding that strength in Uddiyana Bandha. And pause here and breathe. Reach through the toes, tuck the elbows in, long neck. Lift the belly up from the pubic bone to the navel and glide those bottom ribs in and down towards your hip bones. And keep squeezing the buttocks and then just pop up into up dog. Inhale to the knees or the top of the feet. And exhale, tuck the toes, lift to mountain. Breathe in, extend and raise the left leg, bend the knee. And exhale, rotate the pelvis to the left. Lift the left hip bone towards the ceiling. Stretch long through the side of the thigh. Through the front of the thigh to the knee. Chest still stays kind of square, or the shoulders stay square. Lift that hip bone. Hollow in the tummy. And then breathe in, bring the leg down. Take it underneath the right. Put it on the floor. And then to lift the right hip bone to the ceiling. Shoulders down away from ears. Lift and reach that right hip bone. And then breathe in, come back to center. Exhale, knees to the floor, shoulders down as you inhale and exhale. Chest comes down, keep the elbows tucked in, glide forward. Breathe in to your up dog, squeezing those buttocks, tuck the toes, lift to mountain, walk through the feet, roll the hips side to side. One more each way. Come back to center, rise onto the balls of the feet, breathe in and exhale. Lift up through the belly to the navel, bottom ribs close, reach to your hip bones and reach the heels back and down. Find length out through the tailbone. Breathe in, bring the feet to the hands. Lengthen into your halfway lift. Pause here as you exhale and lift up the belly. Bring it in and up towards those bottom ribs. Do one more breath here. Press the heels into the floor and feel the sit bones lift towards the ceiling. And then on an exhale, roll those hip bones down towards the thighs, bend into the knees. Fingertips on the floor. Take a breath in and exhale. Scoop the belly, pubic bone to navel to bottom ribs. Go towards a straight leg. Breathe in wide to your rib cage as you bend your knees. And exhale, lift that belly skin from the base to the navel and bring those ribs down towards your hip bones. One more time as you straighten legs. Bend, straighten into the legs. Lift up through the belly, ribs reach to hips. Pause here. Walk through the legs, bend one knee as you go towards the straight on the other. Roll the hips side to side, relax your shoulders. Really let them soften, roll them around a little if you need to. Pause at center. Start to pull the tail down towards the heels as you inhale. Take the arms wide. Squeezing the back of the thighs all the way to stand. And then exhale. Flow the arms down. Coming through vinyasa. So find your standing mountain pose. Feel your feet grounded down into the earth. Feel the crown or the base of the skull coming back and up towards the sky, and the ribs tuck in over the hip bones. Feel strong and centered in your body. Inhaling, take the arms wide and up, and exhale into your forward fold. Breathe into halfway lift. Exhale, hands to floor. Step back to plank or knees. Take a breath in and exhale. Keep your elbows in as you lower the chest, then the pelvis. Glide through to up dog. Hip bones pressing back, butt squeeze. Tuck toes and inhale, lift to mountain. Rise onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, scoop the belly from the base to the navel. Bottom ribs reach to hips. And lower those heels down to the floor, towards the floor. Bring the shoulders down and wide, lots of space, long neck. Feel the blades draw in towards the spine. Feel the hollow of the belly and lengthen through your lower spine and out through your tailbone. Kneecaps lift, back of the thighs, press away. Feel like you really hollow through that belly, like you're lifting up and over a ball through that lower abdominal area. And then breathe in, bring the feet to the hands. Halfway lift, extend forward. Exhale into forward fold. Bring those hip bones over and down. Take the arms wide, tail down, and breathe in all the way to stand. And exhale, flow the arms down. One more, breathe in, arms go wide and up. Exhale into forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to floor, step back to plank or knees, breathe in. Exhale, belly stays lifting as you lower the chest, then the pelvis, glide through. Up dog, breathing in. Tuck toes, exhale to mountain. Rise to the balls of the feet. As you breathe out, draw up from the base to the navel. Bottom ribs reaching to hip bones, heels come back and down. As you draw up through the belly, feel the length through that lower spine, tailbone. Shoulder blades draw in towards the spine, down towards the opposite hip bones. Find that hollow through the abdominals and that length out through your tailbone. Take one more breath here. And then breathe in, bring the feet to the hands. Come into halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. And all the way to stand, breathing in, tail goes down, and exhale, flow the arms down. So you balance onto the right foot, slight bend into the knees, and inhale, extend the left leg back. Exhale as you hold, breathe in and reach back with the left leg, heel goes down, bring the arms up, and exhale, sink into warrior one, pause for a breath. And exhale, take the hands to the floor, step the right leg back, plank or knees, and lower down to chaturanga. Breathe into your up dog. Tuck your toes and exhale back to mountain. Rise up on the balls of the feet, breathing in. Hollow through the belly, long lower spine, and lower the heels to the floor, lifting the kneecaps. One more breath here. Hollow through that belly. Ribs down towards your hip bones. And breathe in. Bring the feet to the hands. Halfway lift. Exhale into forward fold. And all the way to stand. Arms go wide. Breathe in. And exhale. Flow the arms down. Bend into the knees. Slide the right toes back. And inhale to warrior three. Pause for a moment. And then breathe in. Reach back with the right leg. Take the heel to the floor. And come down into warrior one. Tailbone down. Hip bones reach back. Ribs down towards your hip bones. And exhale, hands to the floor. Step back to plank or knees. Breathe in. And exhale. Lower down to chaturanga. Breathe into up dog. Tuck the toes. Exhale to mountain. Rise onto the balls of the feet, breathing in. And exhale. Hollow through the abdominals. Length through the tailbone. Bring those shoulders down and wide. And the heels towards the floor. Take 2 more breaths here. Keep bringing those ribs down towards your hips. Hollow between the hip bones and the ribs. And then breathe in. Step the feet to the hands. Halfway lift. Exhale into your forward fold. And breathe in all the way to stand. And exhale, flow the arms down. Balancing onto the right leg. Slide the left leg back. Come into warrior one again, breathing. Lift the navel, keep the hip bones nice and even. And then inhale, reach the leg back deep, heel goes down, and bring the arms up into warrior one. Sink the tailbone down towards the floor and press out through that left heel. Hip bones come back, pause here and breathe. Sink the shoulders down, wide. So let them come back down away from your ears. Stretch the front of the left hip forward. Take 2 more breaths here. And then breathe in, straighten into the right leg. And exhale, bring the arms down, interlink them behind you. Either hold them against the body or stretch them long or lift them. And then bend the right knee. As you come forward, press back with the left heel and press the front of the left hip forward. Pull the tailbone down. And now find your breath here. Draw in from the pubic bone up to the navel and the bottom ribs reach in and down towards your hip bones. Find that connection through your torso. 2 more breaths here. Breathe in, release the arms, straighten into the leg. Take the arms out to the side, turn to warrior two so the outer edge of the left foot goes down. Bend the right knee, press the outer edge of the right thigh back. And bring your crown liner up over your tailbone. So you're going to bring the arms into eagle arms here, crossing the right arm over the left. Catch the hands or the fingers go onto the palms. Reach the elbows out and up. And then arc over towards the right thigh. So it's calls on your right buttock. You're pressing the outer side of the right thigh back and squeeze into that buttock. Draw the navel in and lift up that belly skin. Ribs come in and down. 2 more breaths here. Hang in there. And then breathe in, come all the way back up. Exhale, release the arms. Take a breath in and exhale, sweep the arms over and down to the floor. Step back to plank or knees. Take a breath in, navel lifts as you exhale, down to chaturanga. Breathe in through your up dog. Really squeeze the butt. Tuck your toes, lift to mountain. Walk out your feet here and roll your hips from side to side. Breathe strong through the nose, in and out through the nose. Come back to center and breathe in. Bring the feet to the hands. Halfway lift, extend really long. And then exhale, roll those hip bones down towards your thighs. And then coming all the way to stand, tail goes down, arms go wide. Inhale, all the way to the top. And exhale, flow the arms down. Keep the breath in and out through the nose, recenter. So weight going down into your left foot. Right toes slide back, shoulders wide. Wrap the muscles around your left thigh as you bring that right leg up. Keep the hip bones as even as you can and really use Uddiyana Bandha, your abdominal muscles here. Draw up pubic bone to navel and connect the ribs down towards the hip bones. 2 more breaths. And then breathe in, reach back with the right leg, heel comes down. And come up into warrior one. Sink the shoulders as you bring the knee, bend the knee. Press back with the right heel. Hollow through that lower belly, pubic bone to navel, bottom ribs. Reach down towards those hip bones. Breathe in, take the arms behind. Extend them away. Lift them if it's there for you. As you lift them, pull the bottom ribs down. So you don't want to lift the chest, you want to lift the arms. Stay connected through your torso. Feel really strong between the rib cage and your pelvis. So pressing out through the right heel. And pull the navel back towards the spine. 2 more breaths here. Breathe in. Bring the arms down, straighten into the left leg, release the arms. You're going to turn to warrior two. So the outer edge of the right foot goes down and the left knee bends. Press the outer edge of this left thigh back so it opens your inner thigh. Left arm crosses over the right, bend at the elbows. Right fingertips onto the left palm, or just catch the fingers or the forearms together. So reach the elbows out and up. Find your center. And then arc the torso over to the left. Keep pressing that left thigh out. It'll want to go in. Now draw up the belly from the pubic bone to the navel and bring those bottom ribs in and down towards your hip bones. Find that strength in the middle. 3 more breaths here. And breathe in. Come all the way back up. Exhale. Release the arms. Take an inhale. And exhale. Sweep the arms over and down to the floor. Step back to plank or knees. Breathe in and exhale. Lower down to chaturanga. Breathe in through to up dog. And exhale. Tuck the toes. Lift to mountain. Rise onto the balls of the feet. Breathe in. And exhale. Hollow the tummy. Draw the skin up and in. As you lower the heels, shoulders down, draw the blades towards the spine, and down towards the opposite hips. So find connection in the pose. Find that length through your spine, but don't lose the connection through your torso. Find the length through the back of the legs, lift the kneecaps. Nice long neck, head is relaxed. And then breathing in, bring the feet to the hands. Come into halfway lift, lifting the belly. Exhale to forward fold. Draw that belly skin in and up. Pause here for 2 more breaths. Heels go down into the floor. Sit bones lift. Ribs reach down towards your hips. And draw up from pubic bone to navel. Bottom ribs coming to stand. Tail down. Inhale. Arms go wide and up. And exhale. Flow the arms down. And come into Trikonasana. You're going to lift the left foot, breathe in and exhale, step it back. Right foot turned out, left foot in. Bring the arms out to the side, firm the thigh muscles And inhale, reach forward, and exhale, come back. So it's just your torso that moves right on its side. The legs stay still. This time come forward and then slide the right sit bone back, tip your pelvis and bring the arm over and down. Bend into the right knee, and as you straighten it, push through the sole of the foot and squeeze into the back of the thigh. Do that one more time, bend. Sole of the foot reaches, sit bone goes back. Find connection through Uddiyana Bandha. So as you exhale, draw up pubic bone to navel and bring those bottom ribs in and down. Find your length through your spine and then rotate your rib cage. Keep those ribs down towards your hips. Feel the waist narrow and reach that right sit bone in towards the left heel. 2 more breaths here. And then push through the right foot and breathe in. Use the strength of those right hamstrings to bring you up. Exhale, relax the arms down and give your shoulders a little roll. Going to come around into reverse triangle. So breathe in, turn the left foot in a little more. Bring the arms out, turn and face over your right leg. And bring the left hand down to the floor. Find the connection through your abdominals. Straighten into the right leg as much as you can and twist through the rib cage. Hand is up in the air or down on the hip. So feel the sole of the right foot reach into the floor. The right sit bone reaches back towards the left heel. And then as you breathe out, draw the ribs in and down as you lift that belly skin up towards the ribs. So find connection. 2 more breaths. And take a breath in. Exhale. Lower the hands to the floor. Step back to a plank or knees. Breathe in. Come through vinyasa. Lift the belly as you lower down to chaturanga. Breathe in through to your up dog. Tuck your toes and lift to mountain. Rise up on the balls of the feet and exhale. Lower the heels back and down towards the floor. Inhale, lift onto the balls and exhale, hollow the belly and roll the heels back. One more time. Lift the heels, hollow those bellies, ribs down to the hips, nice and strong. Pause here, take 1 more breath. And then breathe in. Feet come to hands, halfway lift. And exhale into forward fold. All the way to stand, arms coming wide, and breathe in. And exhale, flow the arms down, pause, center, and then breathe in. Lift the right foot, step it back, about 3 feet, right foot slightly turned in, left foot out, bring the arms out. Firm, keep the legs steady and reach forward and back. Find that movement and length through the waist. This time when you come forward, slide the left sit bone back, tap the hip, and then bring the hand down to land lightly. Bend into the left knee. As you go to straighten it, bring that left sit bone back and in towards the right heel. Squeeze in the back of the thigh. Bend into the left knee. One more time. Find that left sit bone away from heel. Back of the thigh squeezes in. So now find that connection in Uddiyana Bandha. As you breathe out, lift up, pubic bone to navel, bottom ribs, draw down towards your hip bones. Keep that connection, turn your rib cage. Keep that left leg nice and steady. And just find this where you can in your body. Shoulders down away from the head. We'll do 2 more breaths here. And then bending into the left knee, push through the foot, inhale, come all the way up, exhale, relax your arms, give your shoulders a little roll. So we're going to turn the right foot in, facing over the left leg, take the arms out to the side. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, take that right hand down to the floor. So bent leg or straight, hand on hip or up in the air. Swing this left sit bone in towards your right heel. Find the length, sit bone away from the heel. As you breathe out, find Uddiyana Bandha connection, lift from the base of the body through the navel to the navel, the ribs coming in down towards your hip bones. So by bringing those ribs down, it should allow you to rotate your torso. 2 more breaths here. And breathe in. Exhale, hand to the floor. Step back to plank or knees, shoulders down. Take a breath in and exhale. Lower down the chest, then the pelvis, through to up dog. Inhale. And stay on your knees. Come back to child's pose. Widen the knees a little. And sink the tailbone back. Nice and long. See if the lower belly, the bottom ribs and the breastbone come down towards the floor. Arms can bend or go out long. Sink the shoulders down and wide. And let the breastbone sink down to the floor and slightly slide forward. Keep the neck long. 2 more breaths here. Lift pubic bone to navel and bottom ribs reach in and down towards your hip bones. And then breathing in, come back up onto your hands and knees. Tuck your toes, exhale, lift to mountain. Breathe in, bring the feet to the hands. Come into halfway lift. Exhale into forward fold. And breathe in, all the way to stand. Take the arms wide and up. And exhale, flow the arms down. So standing onto the right foot, bring the left leg up. Hold in behind the thigh if you like, or you can just have your hands on your hips. Just feel this left sit bone sink down, even up your hip bones. Squeeze into the back of the right thigh, sit bone down towards the heel. And then if you like, press down into the hands and extend the leg out. See if you can bring that left sit bone down towards that right heel. And now find that connection through your torso. Lift the belly skin in and up and draw the rib cage in and down. Feel really strong through that abdominal area. 2 more breaths here. I'm going to breathe in, bend the knee. Take your left hand onto the inside and wrap around the knee and open the leg out to the side. Squeeze this right buttock and pull the sit bone down to the heel. Draw up, belly draws in and up, ribs come in and down. Really find the strength in the abdominals. Take 1 more breath here. Otherwise, the toe can be on the floor, so this is fine. Come back through to center and take the leg down. Give your hips a little wriggle side to side and just loosen that off. All right, so coming into the other side, so balancing onto the left foot. Hands can be on the hip if it's hard to balance. Toe really light on the floor. Squeeze into the back of the left thigh and bring that sit bone down towards your heel. So you want to find connection in the back of your left leg, ball of the foot down. This feels fine. Press down into the hands and extend the leg long. Your right sit bone swings in and down towards the left heel. Now find connection through your center. Lift up from the base of the body, pubic bone to navel, bottom ribs draw in and down. It's all in that belly area. 1 more breath here. And bend the knee. So you're going to open it out to the side. You can support under the thigh or you can take the hand around in the front. If you need to, toe down to the floor. Once again, find this connection here. Lift up from the base, draw the ribs in and down, and hold it in. Hold it firm, and the breath goes into the back and sides of your rib cage. 1 more breath here. And breathe in, come back to center, and exhale down to the floor. Well done, shake it out. It's going to come into a forward fold here. So here, feet are about a fist width apart. Weight goes into your toes, fold forward. And you're going to take your hands and tuck them under your feet. So bring the toes right up to the wrists. Bend the knees as much as you need to. It doesn't matter if you're right down here. That's all good. All right, so hang the head, relax the shoulders. Just take a couple of breaths here. As you breathe out, draw up from the base of the body to the pubic bone to the navel and reach the ribs in and down towards your hip bones. Now stay with that breath, and on your exhales, connect in and start to lift those sit bones. And then breathe in as you lower them. Find that connection through your torso and lift. Let your weight come forward towards your wrists. Very frustrating pose, especially if you have tight hamstrings. Hang in there with it. This time lift, pause here, rock forward towards the toes, towards the wrists. Relax your shoulders. So it's abdominals, really engage into those bellies. Reach your ribs in and down towards your hip bones. And breathe here. You got 4 more breaths. Last 2, feel like you're hollowing between your thighs and your torso. And then breathe in, release the hands. Tail comes down and exhale, stack all the way back up through the spine. Bring the arms wide and up. And exhale, flow the arms down. So we're going to come down into a little squat. So you can take your feet a little bit wider. Bend into the knees, come all the way down. Hands come onto the floor. So bring the heels off the floor. And we're just going to rock side to side here. So swing one knee around and towards the front as the opposite heel goes down. And as you do this, start to sink your tailbone deeper down towards the floor. Start to sink your torso down between the thighs. Slowly reduce that rocking and come to center. Round over through the spine like a little tortoise shell. And just breathe here. So hands wherever they support you. Heels don't need to be down. In fact, they're better up. So you get a balance between the tailbone down and the crown of the head. So find that breath here. As you breathe out, draw up pubic bone to navel, bottom ribs. Reach down towards your hip bones. And really find strength and connection in the abdominal area. Take 2 more breaths here. And then breathing in, bring your torso up. So you can stay with the heels up and resting on the hands. Pause here, or take the heels back down towards the floor. If it's there, you can bring the hands up and pause here. So depending on your ankle joint, sometimes you might never be able to do this if it's the bones. So just hands on the floor if you need. Hang on to the sides of the mat. Drop those heels back as far as you can. Take 2 more breaths here. And then breathe in. Release the hands to the floor. Rock forward and take the right knee into the center. Right hand extends forward and left leg goes out to the side. So come onto your side. The heel, the ankle is behind your right knee. And you lift up onto that right hand, right knee. You're going to bring your left arm up, sink your weight into the knee and the hand, and lift that left leg. And then if it feels okay, keep the shoulder down and bring this arm over. Now find connection through your torso. Lift up through those abdominals and pull the ribs in and down. 2 more breaths here. The belly stays steady as you breathe to the sides and the back of the ribs. And then lower the leg down and just arc over. Let this top arm hang Find the stretch through the side of the body. Same thing, ribs come in and down. Lift up from the pubic bone to the navel to the ribs. Stretch the side body. One more breath here. Feel the vertebrae arcing and then breathe in. Bring the left arm up. Turn. Come back onto your tabletop position, hands and knees. Still a little cat and cow here, rounding up. And then extending, breastbone swings forward, shoulders wide. One more each way. Come back to center and the left knee is going to come forward. The left foot comes back behind the knee and the right leg out. Left arm up from your left knee. So bring your right arm up. Lift the right leg, otherwise just leave it on the floor. And if it's there, you can take the right arm over. So now find connection. Lift up, pubic bone to navel. Draw the bottom ribs in and down. See how strong you can make that connection, giving freedom for your spine to lengthen out. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Do 3 more breaths. And then lower the right leg down, arc the right arm over and just hang. Stretch out the right side. Find connection once again. And then breathe in, bring the right arm up, turn and come back to tabletop. Come back into a deep child's pose. Shoulders come down and wide. Take a breath here. And then breathe in, come back up onto the hands and the knees. We're going to slide the legs through to sit. We're going to come straight into a butterfly pose. If it's hard for you to bring the pelvis forward, take the feet out further and slightly wider. So start by inhaling, lifting up through the spine, taking the shoulders down and wide, and then breathe out, scoop, pubic bone to navel, bottom ribs, reach back and down towards your hip bones as you round over through the spine. Imagine you want to take the crown of the head down to the feet or the floor. Bring the shoulders down and wide. Keep the belly steady as you inhale to the back and sides of the ribs. And as you breathe out, scoop in from the base of the body to the pubic bone, the navel, and draw those ribs in and down towards your hip bones. So it's in that lumbar area that's often hardest for us to find space and to round through those vertebrae. So the more we come into Uddiyana Bandha, the more we get into those muscles and vertebrae of that lower spine. Keep the shoulders soft, wide, really hollow through the belly and create that beautiful big curve through the spine. 3 more breaths here. And then breathing in, slowly stake your way back up through the spine. And exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. Take the legs out long. Bring the arms out, tuck the tail under and roll back just to where you can comfortably hold. Once again, Uddiyana Bandha, draw in and up, pull those ribs in and down towards your hip bones. Either stay here or keep drawing the navel in as you reach through the right leg and lift and lower. Lift up, pubic bone to navel and ribs in as you raise the left leg and down. 1 more each side, hollow through the belly. Really sink those ribs down and back. Last one. Stay leaning back here, bring the legs in, hover the feet off the floor and lift them to where you can Keep the same connection through your torso. Hands can stay on or off. Keep those ribs down towards your hip bones. Find that Uddiyana Bandha connection. Take 2 more breaths here. Keep the shoulders down and wide and the neck is long. And then bend the knees. Slide one leg out. Keep the scoop of the body. And then slowly roll all the way down to the floor. Oh, take some big breaths here. So we're going to come into a bridge, bend the knees, bring the heels out from the sit bones, shoulders nice and wide. Feel the little space under your lower back, the natural curve of the lower back. And then start to lose that curve as you melt the vertebrae into the floor. As the tailbone peels, squeeze the buttocks. Feel each vertebrae lift, squeeze the sit bones together. Keep the ribs in and down towards your hip bones. So press the pubic bone to the ceiling and reach the tailbone long. You're going to breathe in here, find connection once again. Uddiyana Bandha, lift from the base of the body through the pubic bone to the navel and pull the ribs in and down towards the hip bones. Squeeze the sit bone, squeeze right into the buttock creases. So you're either going to stay here and hold, or you're going to walk the shoulders down, or the fingertips walk down towards the heels. You can touch the heels, or you can wrap your hands around them, or just go a little further. Now we want to find connection again. So you're going to draw in, pubic bone to navel, and bottom ribs reach in and down towards your hip bones. It'll stop them flaring up and give you connection. And it'll take you more into your buttocks. Squeeze those sit bones together, nice strong breath. Ribs draw in and down, lift up through the belly, and the pelvis will start to press a little higher. One more breath. And then walk the shoulders back. Find where you started at. Keep squeezing those buttocks and start to roll down one vertebra at a time between the ribs. Bring small of the back into the floor and then start to release the buttocks as you roll all the way towards the tailbone. So pause and breathe here. Do whatever you need to do. Stretch your legs, bring your legs in the air, shake them out. Feel all those sensations. Keep breathing in and out through the nose if you can, and absorb all that energy going through your tissues. So we're going to come into a twist from here. Bring the legs off the floor. Cross the right leg over the left, loose or tight, and then keep the legs hugged in and bring them over to the left side. So once you get here, you want the legs to land and be able to relax. So uncross them if you need to. If they're dragging away from you, hang on to them. Either just pause and breathe. If you just want to get a little bit more twist in your torso, take the left shoulder slightly to the left. Just lift it and walk it a little bit. And then bring the back of the right upper back and shoulder down towards the floor. The back of the ribs come down towards the floor. You can either just rest here and breathe, allow the stretch to sink into your body, or you can come into your breath and connection to Uddiyana Bandha. So as you breathe out, draw up subtly from the base of the body, pubic bone, navel, and the ribs draw in and down. And as you do this, eventually you should feel like the right side of the rib cage, maybe instead of flaring up, it starts to sink down and you get more twist into those oblique side muscles. Just have a play. And 2 more breaths here. And then breathing in. Bring the legs back through to center, uncross them. Switching to the other side, so cross the left leg over the right, legs off the floor. Keep the legs hugged in as you take them over to the right side. land them so that they relax. Uncross them if you need to. Right shoulder, lift it if you can. This is just an option, and ease it towards the right a little more. So kind of lining up the spine down the center, and then take the back of the left shoulder towards the floor. So now finding that connection through the abdominals. Draw up, pubic bone to navel, draw the ribs in and down. Feel these left ribs really sink in and down, and they'll bring that length and stretch through those left obliques. Breathe here. And then breathing in, just gently release. Come back through to the center and exhale, release the legs. Just pause to breathe, absorb through the tissues, feel the sensations, relax into them. And then either coming into a shoulder stand, a halasana plow, or just waterfall pose. It's a really nice place to rest. You can move ankles and wrists. So just wherever you choose to go here. Make sure if you're in shoulder stand or plow, your neck is long. You're resting wide across your shoulders. The body can be in a pike. Lift the tailbone. Relax into your breath. So once again, find your connection. Lifting from the pubic bone to the navel and the ribs, reaching up towards your hip bones now if you're up in shoulder stand. And if you're in shoulder stand, come over into plow, taking the legs over towards the floor or bending the knees down towards the ears. If you're in waterfall pose, just sinking the knees down towards the floor, towards the armpits, soles of the feet to the ceiling, or butterfly pose, and hold wherever it's comfortable, back of the thighs, shins, or feet. Just relax into your breath. And find that connection subtly now. And when you're ready, breathing in and just slowly in your own time, coming down to the floor. If you're rolling down from plow, bring the small of the back in the floor. It's going to go into a fish pose. So the legs are bent in, the arms come up, the palms are together. Extend the legs up, draw the ribs down and scoop the belly skin in and up like you want to pull it up under your ribs. And then lower the legs away, keeping the spine and the back ribs down in the floor. So the arms can come back, the legs go out. Pull up the pubic bone to the sternum and the ribs in and down towards your hip bones. Hollow the belly. Let the body shake. Keep deepening through those abdominals, especially those lower ones. Take 2 more breaths here. Bring those bottom ribs down in the floor. No arcing backs. And then bend the knees in. Bring the arms down. Come all the way down into Shavasana. So if you need to bring the legs in and circle them around or rock them side to side, do whatever you need to do. Eventually sinking into your resting pose. Take a long deep breath in, and as you breathe out, feel the back of the rib cage heavy down towards the bottom ribs. Feel the pelvis or the sacrum heavy. If you want to release the psoas muscle, the knees bent, resting against each other. Feel the head resting at that, around that spot behind the nose. Start to just allow the breath to slow, the body to settle, the bones in your joints to become heavy, and the skin to become soft. The layers underneath the skin becoming soft. Let's relax into the rhythm of your breathing. And just slowly coming back to your breathing. And as you become a little more conscious and breathe a little deeper, just feel the space of your body, how delicious it is to just lie in this body with all these sensations, maybe a feeling of more softness, fluidness, a feeling of connection. Start to breathe down into the belly, really let it rise and fill through the sides and the back of the rib cage, right up to the collarbones, expanding all the bones from the inside out and relaxing all the bones as you let the breath flow out. Feel the breath expand into the pelvis, pressing into the hip bones, the pubic bone, up through the spine, into the rib cage, the collarbones, and out into the shoulders, the upper back. And all of that relaxes as you breathe out. Feel the breath as a massage to the body, massaging the organs as the diaphragm comes right down, coming into the pelvic bowl, and then releasing them as you breathe out. Start to wriggle into your toes and your fingers. Take the arms over the head, stretch the legs long, take a breath in and squeeze everything really tight. Screw up your face and exhale, release it all. Do that one more time. Inhale, stretch, squeeze everything really tight. Sigh it out. Bring the arms down, bend the knees, roll to your side, and slowly bring yourself up to sitting. Just pause, finding your comfortable seat, moving around through your spine, your neck, your shoulders, your head, just allowing for any little movements, maybe in the rib connections, the spinal bones, the shoulders, the hips. And eventually pausing at center. Join the thumb and forefinger if you like, or rest the hands on your legs. Breathe up through your spinal column, nice and long, chin slightly down, base of the skull lifts. Pause at the crown and exhale down to the tailbone, leaving the shoulders nice and wide. Pause at the bottom. Do that one more time. Feel the length through the spine, the lift through the base of the skull, which slightly draws in the chin, and the shoulders wide and down. Pausing at the bottom and then breathing in. Take the arms wide. Stretch to the ceiling and exhale, draw the hands down through your midline. Little bow into your body. Pause. Take a moment to just appreciate the space of your body. Love it up, breathe into it. And then acknowledging each other, coming forward. Namaste. Take the hands to the floor. Connect and ground yourself down to the earth. Breathe deeply. Open your eyes. And inhale slowly. Stack your way up through the spine. Take a moment just to connect in with your surroundings, to feel really present. And when you're ready, you can slowly